it really comes back to caring. You know, for me, what makes Greg a great role model is he genuinely does care.
So it is kind of interesting when Greg called me and just to see if I'd be interested in being involved in this video. I wasn't really picked because I knew Greg the best. I wasn't really picked because I could go on and on about the contributions that he's made to the state. But it's because he chose me because I am a longtime volunteer with Junior Achievement. And I think that just goes to show that he's much more comfortable highlighting the work that we're all doing as individuals.
Greg deserves this recognition because there's no one better to represent leadership and what's needed at an individual level or a company level.
Greg sitting in that chair and participating in those conversations, leading those discussions, and using the bank strategically and using his team from an execution standpoint has been a tremendous asset to the organization. But it's also been an asset to the community. For me, the thing that connects me to Greg most in terms of the way I understand and appreciate his philanthropy, his involvement in community is the homeless program that he introduced here at Camden Bank.
One day when Greg was passing by a hotel in, I think it was the fall or early winter, he saw, you know, kids outside waiting for the bus, and he had stopped at a coffee shop and was commenting like, I didn't realize that there are kids, and what he learned was there were actually you know, homeless families that were staying at the hotel, and those kids were homeless waiting to get on the bus.
It's not a specific thing that Greg does. What he does is, if I see it and I recognize it as a need, I'm going to help. Whatever I have to do to help. And he's really good at finding out what it is he needs to do to help.
Greg was directed to me because he became concerned about the level of homelessness that he was seeing, and particularly what he was worried about what was happening to families who were experiencing homelessness in around the Rockland area. And so he sought out expertise, which is something that I actually admire him for doing, because a lot of folks want to help, but they don't know what to do, and they think of something and it may or may not help. But Greg instead sought out experts in the field and pulled them together and said, what could we do that would really be helpful?
That's the one thing about Greg. When he's got something in his head, he's going to charge through and make it happen. And he just said, this is an important matter that we can provide leadership as an organization to really make a difference. And that's how Hope at Home came about.
So the Hope at Home project is exactly what Greg designed. Every mortgage that happens with Camden National, $100 of that goes directly to a homeless shelter to help them do something to end homelessness for a family or an individual.
At the end of the day, you know, the bank has contributed over $300,000 to 50 homeless shelters around Maine and northern New England because that is something that touched Greg personally.
What I've seen with Greg over the last few years is a huge evolution of from a finance person to being a leader in the communities.
And I think it's good for young people to be able to see that, because I think so much of their world, they see people making changes all over the place and going this way and that way, and I think it creates worry and turmoil that doesn't need to be there. And a good leader should be able to show that we can actually stand right in the face of a challenge and do something.
His downtime is in the woods and fishing and hunting. And that's a passion for him. And he shares that with all of his kids, his grandkids. That's where we go. We went to Alaska to visit our son a year ago, and we ended up going fishing on the Kenai Peninsula, catching some pretty massive fish.
Greg, I just wanted to say congratulations. This honor is well deserved, and thank you for everything you do in supporting all of the volunteerism that we're engaged in. Thank you.
Congratulations, Greg.
I am so proud of you and proud of what you've done for the bank. It's a well-deserved award. Thank you.
Greg, I want to say congratulations. Well done. Thanks for being such a fine leader. And thank you for helping us end homelessness in Maine.